appearing via video. There are certain rules that you have to comply with, otherwise I will have you removed from the Zoom gallery. So although you are appearing via Zoom, please note that you are in an actual virtual courtroom, so you are expected to act as if you are in an actual courtroom. No eating, no drinking, no smoking. You are supposed to be out of your bedroom and seated at a table. No walking around. Mr. iPhone 6 in a red shirt, find yourself a perch real fast. I see a couple of people are driving. Sharon Watts, are you driving? If you're driving, please leave the Zoom, pull over to a safe spot, and then you can rejoin the Zoom. I'm going to call the calendar and then just to get a status of the cases. And then after which we will move on to see how we would like to get it resolved. If you are a defendant in the courtroom or appearing via Zoom, please remember that you have a right to remain silent. Anything you say in open court, statements can and will be used against you. You have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, when I call your case, I'm going to ask you who's your attorney, and if you don't have one, you will have an opportunity to speak to a public defender to see if you qualify. And if you do qualify, then the public defender's office will represent you. Otherwise, you are free to hire your own attorney to represent you, or you can choose to represent yourself. Please understand that if you choose to represent yourself, will the host please remove Sharon Watts from the Zoom? Will the host please remove Sharon Watts from the Zoom? Thank you. All right. As I was saying, if you'd like the opportunity to speak with an attorney, that would be certainly your right. Otherwise, if you choose to represent yourself, you are responsible for understanding the law and how it applies to your particular facts of your case, and that you are responsible also for any consequences from the legal decisions you make. Okay, let's just start with position one. Lindsay Abel, represented by the PD's office. Lindsay Abel.
Is Mr. Chad Abel on Zoom or in the courtroom?
Chad Abel, are you on Zoom? If you are, please unmute.
Judge, if we could just hold on that case since it is a PD transfer, Ms. Shelley may have contact information. We'll reach out.
Shaquille Adams, represented by Ms. Manal Shahemi. Shaquille Adams.
Good morning, Judge Lal.
Good morning, Ms. Shahemi.
Judge, he should be on the Zoom. Your Honor, we just need a motion date on that case. I still have pending motions. I was on a long leave, but I am now back, and so we would just request the motions date.
We're going to update the case and reset it for a motions calendar. I don't have the date presently, but it will be sent to you. Anything else?
Okay. No, Your Honor, that concludes my business. May we please be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Judge. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Yusuf Al Kutub.
Judge, this is my case and he is present on Zoom.
Okay.
Judge, if we could hold so I can discuss with the prosecutor and I'll report back.
So position 3 is going to be pre-trying the case with the prosecutor. Liberto Babers, position 4. Liberto Babers, position 4. Liberto Babers, not present. Akeen Kevin Brown, attorney Kenneth Shatton. Akeen Brown, attorney Kenneth Shatton. Malcolm Burns.
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor.
What's your attorney?
Oh, I don't have one.
You'd like to speak to the prosecutor?
No, ma'am.
I mean, not the prosecutor, to the public defender's office?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
Are you choosing to represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
And how would you like to proceed? Would you like a trial or would you like to consider a plea offer?
A plea offer.
Okay, is not an answer.
Plea offer.
All right. I'll let you speak to the prosecutor shortly.
Okay.
Please mute your screen. Jonathan Cohen. Jonathan Wayne Cohen. Jonathan Wayne Cohen. Not present. Kyle Cox. Kyle Cox.
Judge, I believe Renee Rockwell is on the Zoom for that case.
Good morning, Judge. Let me just see if I can turn my camera on real quick. And we are going to be requesting a motions calendar. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. Good morning. All right. And is Mr. Cox present?
He said he was logged in. Now,
Yes, I'm present. Sorry.
oh, hi, Mr. Cox. Can you turn your camera on?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. We're
And
gonna
Judge, I know
reset.
his voice, so that's him.
Okay, we're gonna reset him to the motions calendar. I don't have the date at the present time. Please be sure that his address and your contact information are current for the court.
Thank you, Judge. And I don't know how you managed to pull this Zoom off, but I'm going to get in touch with your superiors and tell them you need a raise.
Thank you, Ms.
You're the
Rockwell.
only judge, you're one of the few judges that can pull off the Zoom. Everybody else is hopeless. May we be excused, Judge?
I appreciate the compliment. Thank you. Yes, Ms. Rockwell.
Thank you, and thank you, Madam Prosecutor. I'll be in touch.
Bye-bye. Cedric Edwards.
Here.
Where? All right, and who's your attorney?
Oh, yeah, one.
Please stand up and speak, sir. The acoustics are not very good.
Oh, yeah, now.
You don't have one? And would you like to speak to the Public Defense Counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Have a seat. Ms. Rosen will have a moment to speak with you. Gregory Edwards, Gregory Omar Edwards.
Good morning, Your Honor. Aaron King here covering for Attorney Robert Rubin. Mr. Edwards is present.
Right?
The announcement from Mr. Rubin is ready for trial.
Okay. We will go ahead and issue a case management order. The case will be further notice for this will be a jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Edwards and your office will receive notice of the next court date. Okay?
Thank you. May we be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, you may. Thank
Have a
you.
good day. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Marvin Franklin.
Good morning, Judge. Hope you're doing well this morning.
Yes,
Mr.
thank you.
Franklin, is Mr. Franklin present on the Zoom call or present in court?
Marvin Franklin.
And Your Honor, this is a transfer case from the division. My announcement is just to give me some time to try to raise Mr. Franklin by the end of the call of the calendar.
Okay, so right now he's not present.
Yes,
Hopefully he'll
I'm
appear.
here.
Where is he?
I'm here.
Yeah, start your video, sir.
Okay.
All right. The attorney from the Public Defender's Office is Catrice Helen, and she's going to send you a chat message. Ms. Helen, you can reach and get his contact information so you can discuss the case.
I
Do
can,
not-
Judge. And on position 11, I'll just announce pretrial. Thank you, Judge.
Position 11, pre-trial. Okay, thank you. Jesse Gill. Jesse DeQuan Gill.
Yes, ma'am. I'm here, Judge.
All right, and Mr. Gill, who's your attorney?
I don't have one.
You'd like to speak to the Public Defender's Office? Or would
Yes,
you like
ma'am.
to represent yourself?
Represent myself.
Okay, would you like to speak to the prosecutor about a possible offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please mute your screen and make sure you're available when your name is called. Attorney Thomas Flugum for Brandon Scott Goodman. Brandon Scott Goodman.
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, where's your attorney?
I do not know, Your Honor.
This case is going to be no problem. I'm going to ask. All right, thank you. Mr. Goodman, the state has announced its intent to close the case out, so you're free to go.
Thank you.
Gordon Granger, the case has been reset. Matrice Griffin.
She's present, Judge, so it's like that.
All right, Mr. Johnson.
It's later on this thing.
Want to continue pre-trial or do you just want to reset?
Are you pre-trying the case?
Well, Judge, I don't think.
Talk to me.
No, sir.
Are you pre-trying the case?
I was pre-trying the case, Judge. However, Madam Prosecutor indicated that she doesn't have the file to discuss the case.
Which would be correct. But if you want a moment to see if she wants to get information from other sources, she'll be glad to help you.
Well, for the spokesman.
Well, have a seat then, and as soon as she's ready, she'll talk to you.
Judge, there's nothing to
We
talk
also
about.
need to get a reset on this one. Another status, Your Honor. This is the first time it's been on order.
Reset to status, no, I don't want a status calendar. I'm gonna send it to are we putting them all together now, the plea calendar and the status calendars?
It's all separate. It's still separate.
Okay, so I'm gonna reset it to a plea calendar. And if, once you all discuss it, if the matter doesn't go to a plea, then will be further notice for trial. Thank you. Gail Hannah? Not present?
Going to be
No, problem as well. Which one? Gail Hannah? Oh, okay. Excuse me, Sawtan Hurd, middle initial U. Sawtan Hurd. Not present. Centrella Markale Hinton. Christopher Hodge. Miss McLeod. Christopher Hodge.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Oh, there you are.
This case is ready for trial. I did reach out to the prosecutor to see whether or not they had an offer that I suggested a possible resolution of the case to Ms. Waldrop, and she had said she would have gotten back in touch with me. So I haven't heard back from her yet, but pending that, we're ready for trial.
All right, would you like to wait and hear the offer when she has a moment to respond?
Ms. McLeod, I don't recall getting any information from you. Did you speak with another ASG?
I'm sorry, I can't hear what you're saying.
I don't recall receiving anything from you. Did you send it to another ASG?
I sent it to Ms. Waldrop.
Okay, can you send
Would you
it to
like
me?
me to
ASG,
forward
Githea, correct.
Yeah. So
Who should I send it to?
Sarita Githea.
Okay, I will do that. I will forward the email I sent to Ms. Waldrop.
Okay, thank you.
Position 19 is a pre-trial. John Kida Houston.
Is Miss Houston present over Zoom or in person? Judge, this was a PD transfer case. If we could hold to try to raise her.
Trevon Hunt.
And good morning, Judge. That'll be my case as well. Just want to make sure, is Mr. Hunt present on the Zoom call or in court?
Trevon Hunt.
Judge, same announcement. Just give me an opportunity to raise Mr. Hunt by the end of the call of the calendar.
Julie Ivy, attorney Jeffrey Dickerson.
That's my case, Your Honor. We don't have discovery on that case yet.
All right. Ms. Githea or Ms. Kassidakis?
We can pre-try this one, Your Honor.
All right. Position 22 is pre-trial. Mr. Dickerson, please hold. Quincy Johnson, attorney Ricardo Mosby.
Good morning, Your Honor. Can you see me?
Yes. Are
Okay.
you Mr. Mosby?
I am Attorney Mosby, Your Honor.
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
Johnson should actually be on the Zoom. We did speak yesterday. Is Mr. Johnson present?
He's present.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Judge, I need an opportunity, and I'm actually in the Clayton County Courthouse. I had a conflict this morning, but I need an opportunity to speak with the assigned solicitor. I believe it can be resolved. I just need an opportunity to do that.
I'll reset this to the plea calendar, unless you can hold and wait until you get into a breakout. But if you're in another proceeding.
Okay, well, Judge, what I'll do is I'll keep my Zoom on, but I'll mute it, go back into the courtroom, and then I'll check back if that's okay.
Okay, that's fine. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge.
Andre Jones. Not present. Devontae Jones. Folks, it's important that you unmute and let me know you're present. Otherwise, at the end of the calendar, the state will be asking for a bench warrant if you're not present, all right?
Okay, can you hear me?
Devontae Jones? Is that
Present.
your name? What is your
Present.
name?
Devontae Jones.
Okay, thank you. Let's go ahead and rename his Zoom. You can mute your screen. Mr. Jones, are you represented by counsel?
I'm sorry?
Are you represented by an attorney?
No, ma'am.
Would you like to speak to the public defender's office to see if you qualify?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, please hold and mute your screen. Jimmy
Your
King,
Honor.
Jimmy,
Judge.
Jimmy Dante King.
Yes, present.
Mr. King, are you represented by an attorney?
No, ma'am.
And would you like to see if you qualify for representation by the public defender's office?
No, ma'am.
Okay, so do you choose to represent yourself?
Yes, ma'am.
You'd like to speak to the prosecutor to see if they have a plea offer?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, please hold.
I'll speak with him, Your Honor. I have positions 26 till the end, so I'll speak with him.
We'll be speaking to prosecutor Ms. Georgia Cassidakis.
Yes, ma'am.
Chelsea Mack.
Good morning, Your Honor. Mark Cushman's not to stand up. We'd
Right,
like
yes,
a
sir.
pre-trial. Judge.
Pre-trial? Okay, thank you, Mr. Mack. And that would be with Ms. Cassidakis. Damian Mitchell? Damian Mitchell? Damian Mitchell is not present. Darnellis Moreland? Attorney Janelle Williams? Darnellis Moreland? Darnellis Moreland is not present. Michael Mosley?
Judge, Mr. Mosley will be my case. This is a new PD transfer. I believe he's also position 31. Mr. Mosley, are you present? Judge, if we could hold so I can have an opportunity to raise him.
Okay. Kirkfield Roy Nelson. Kirkfield Roy Nelson. Kirkfield Roy Nelson, represented by Julia Hawley.
Good morning, Judge. That'll be my case. Is Mr. Nelson present on the Zoom call or present in court?
He's not responded.
Understood, Judge. Same announcement, just by the end of the call of the calendar to try to raise him.
Kurt Reinhardt. Mr. Kilgore, yes, sir. Good morning.
Sir Reinhardt is present, pre-trial.
Okay. Keith Reynolds, Keith Jamal Reynolds.
Your
Keith
Honor,
Reynolds.
I apologize, Your Honor. You had called my name earlier, Jonathan Cowart, and I didn't know how to unmute my.
I'll have to deal with that later. Thank you. Keith Reynolds. Keith Reynolds, not present. Attorney Aaron Friedman for Bahrain Sec. Bahrain Sec, S-E-C-K.
Good morning, Your Honor. Aaron Friedman here, present for Mr. Sec. Mr. Sec is present online, Your Honor. We have received paper discovery. We have not received the video in this case.
All right, I'll let you pre-try the case with Ms. Cassidakis.
Thank you.
Marie Shackelford. Marie Shackelford. Marie Shackelford is not present. Mr. Edmonds, who is your client? Mike Edmonds?
I've got Elizabeth Wynn Jackson, Your Honor.
Position 49, okay?
And that's gonna be,
Mr. Wynn Jackson present?
That was Marie Shackelford. I was trying to respond to you.
Okay. Please hold Ms. Shackelford. Mr. Edmonds, what would your client like to do?
pre-trial conference, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Shackelford, do you have an attorney?
It's Mr. McLean.
All right, that would be with the public defender's office.
Is it Michael McLean? I don't see an entry for Miss Shackelford at all.
Have no clue. This case was from 2019. I'm about over it.
If we could ask her to just place her contact information in the chat, Ms. Shackelford, someone from the public defender's office will reach out to you, okay?
You said my information, like what?
Okay, hang on. Ms. Shackelford, on the chat feature of Zoom, you will put down your email and your phone number to Ms. Sarah Rosenhuber. There's a list of participants. You don't have to put it to everyone. The attorney's name is Sarah Rosenhuber. She's one of the participants on the chat feature. Put in.
Okay.
your-
All right.
All right, thank you. So position 36 is going to speak to the police office. Michael Sabila. Reginald Strozier.
Judge, I see a note that the defendant was incarcerated as of November 22nd, 2023. And since at this time I don't have a way to confirm that, I would just ask that we hold off on any bench warrants.
Eric Taylor.
Judge, this is also a public defender transfer case. Is Mr. Eric Taylor present?
Eric Taylor.
Judge, if we could hold to attempt to raise him.
Willie Presley Todd, is that your client?
Yes, it is. He's present here in the courtroom. Great, Judge. If we could hold to pre-try.
Keshawn Toland.
Judge, this is also my case. Is Mr. Toland present?
Keshawn Toland, Toland.
If we could just hold, Judge.
Keba Touray, Touray.
This is also a public defender transfer. It'll be Ms. Shelley's case. Is Mr. Touray present?
Keba Touray, Touray.
Same announcement, Judge, if we could hold, please.
Chauncey Turner. Mr. Turner is present. Mr. Turner, who's your attorney?
Renee Rockwell.
Renee Rockwell? When she's on the Zoom, why do you
She
speak?
was about to know back in.
What?
Good morning, Judge.
He's still there. Good. Okay.
Thank you, Judge. Does he have two positions on the calendar, 43 and 50?
I only have 43. What's the other case number?
I don't know, but I thought somebody said that he had 43/50. I didn't know what that meant.
50
Ms.
is
Rockwell, that was 43 out of 50.
Oh, 43 out of 50. Understood. Could I have another status, Judge? I'm just getting warmed up on this case.
Okay, we're going to reset it to the plea calendar. Mr. Turner, you're going to have to speak to your attorney. And also, Ms. Rockwell, do you want to hold until you get a plea offer from the state to consider? Or you can reach out to Georgia Casadakis.
Okay, Judge, I sure will.
Could you put your email address to Ms. Renee Rockwell?
She has, Your Honor.
You have Ms. Casadakis's email?
I do, Judge. I actually have a couple of matters with her, so I do.
All right. Do you want to hang around or do you want it to still go on to the plea calendar?
Well, I don't want to say that we're ready for a plea, but my understanding is the plea calendar is the same as another status possibly. I just want to make sure I have everything, etc., and have the time to pre-try it with her.
I'm going to reset it to the plea calendar. Please go ahead and file an entry of appearance for this case. Mr. Turner,
I will, Judge.
Your attorney will be speaking with you and it will be reset to another calendar. I don't have the dates at the present time.
But I can enter another address, the address you all have, that house probably gonna be sold.
The clerk's office?
You want-
Is it to the clerk's office, Brandon?
You can take it.
All right, if you have a seat, Ms. Bolton will take your address in a few moments. All right, position 43, Mr. Turner's case, reset to the plea calendar. Thank you, Ms.
May I
Ross.
be excused, Judge?
Have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ryan Anthony Benson.
President.
Judge, this will be my case. If we could hold to pre-try, please.
All right. Mr. Benson, your attorney is Ms. Rosenhuber. She'll speak with you shortly. Ronald Washington. Ronald Washington, present. Sharon Rochelle Watts, I think Ms. Watts has parked. Sharon Watts.
Good morning, Judge. I apologize, interrupting.
Yes, I'm here.
Judge, that's a transfer case. I'm gonna announce pretrial if Miss Watts can put her first and last name, or not first and last name, but her direct phone number in the chat, to me. I'll be able to speak with her, Judge.
All right, Ms. Watts, on your chat feature, please send your phone number and your email to the participant under the name PD Catrice Helen.
So is this my attorney?
We won't know until you speak with her.
Okay.
Please mute your screen. Carlton Webb. Carlton Webb. Carlton Webb, not present. Terrell Williams.
Judge, this will be my case. I did speak with Mr. Williams yesterday, so I expect him to be here. Mr. Williams, are you on Zoom? Judge, if we could hold, I'll attempt to raise him.
All right, we've addressed Elizabeth Wynn Jackson. Xavier
Yes.
Zachary. Xavier Zachary. Xavier Zachary. It's not present. Okay. Now, a couple of people came in late, and who were those? Mr. Jonathan Cohen, COWAR3.
Did you skip that one?
Yes, ma'am. Here.
And who's your attorney, Mr. Cohen?
Did she skip?
Your Honor, I don't have one. I had spoke with the prosecutor at a previous court date, and I believe we've reached an agreement.
All right. Ms. Githia, are you familiar with that?
So which case was that?
This is position 7, Jonathan Cohen.
I had spoken with Miracle Williams at my previous court date.
All right. Mr. Cohen, you'll be speaking with Sarita Githia.
Okay.
You down to consult with the prosecutor. Please hold.
All right.
Mr. Roberto Babers, and that would be position 4. Mr. Babers, who's your attorney?
Good morning, ma'am. I'm a public defender. They keep changing the public defenders on me. Then nobody.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
If you can use the chat feature to send your phone number and email to PD Sarah Rosenhoover. Her name
Yes,
is
ma'am.
Sarah Rosenhoover, and
Yes,
she'll
ma'am.
be in touch with you.
Yes, ma'am. Your Honor, I already sent my email and my phone number forward.
In the chat feature of the
Yes,
Zoom, that you've already sent it to Miss Rosenhoover?
Yes, ma'am. I already sent my phone number and my email, ma'am.
Do you have it, Miss Rosenhoover?
I'm checking now, Judge.
Can you just chat,
Not
send
seeing.
him a chat and tell him to respond to you?
Okay, I will,
Roberto Babers.
of course.
Anyone else whose name was, you just joined or you didn't hear your name? Oh, Mr. Masinga, I'll be right with you. Sure.
Centrella Hinton is here.
I'm sorry, repeat your last name?
Hinton, Hinton.
Position 18.
All right, Ms. Hinton, who is your attorney?
I have one.
I'm sorry?
I do not have one.
And would you like to speak to the public defender's office to see if you can get appointed counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? Please send your phone number and email address to the participant, Sarah Rosenhoover. Do you see it on the chat feature?
Sarah.
Yeah, mute your screen and go ahead and send that information. Anyone else on Zoom?
Terrell Williams.
That's my client, Judge. He is position number 48. My announcement is pretrial.
Judge, there's also Roberto Roberts on here at the moment. Roberto Barbers, my apologies. Also.
I'm sorry, who's speaking?
Marvin. Apologies, Your Honor. That's my associate. He's working with me.
Yes.
He's training under me.
Oh, sure. Who was? I'm sorry, Ms. Roberts, who is present? Is there a defendant? Mr. Roberts? Yeah. Is there a defendant whose name I did not call, but is present on Zoom?
Did you get Terrell Williams?
Yes, sir, I did. You
Okay.
are, your attorney is Sarah Rosenhuber, and you need to wait because she's going to speak to the prosecutor and to you.
Okay.
All right, so no other defendants? All right. Mr. Glanville, do you have, okay, hang on. Is there anyone in the courtroom whose name I did not call? All right. There are two prosecutors, Miss Sarita Githier and Miss Georgia Casadakis. They're first going to address the cases in the courtroom, and then they're going to have a dedicated breakout session. They're first going to address the private attorneys, and then the cases with the public defender's office, and then the pro se defendants. Now, with respect to individuals who are waiting to speak to the prosecutor as well, you will be placed in a breakout session with the prosecutor. For those of you who are waiting to speak to the public defense office, that's Edwards, Jones, I think that was Shaw, Babers, and Hinton. The respective public defense counsel will reach out and contact you on phone and see and pre-qualify you to see if they can represent you. All right. So there's going to be a lot of people waiting. Please be patient, and this will move forward in an efficient way. All right. Last case is Mr. Mozingo, and this is your client, Marquez Cox. Is Marquez Cox in the courtroom?
You're right. I actually we got an email notification about this hearing Friday last week. And I noticed his email is different than mine. So I don't know if he saw it.
Mr. Marquez Cox, are you on Zoom? All right. Do you have both email addresses now?
Yes, it's just it's the same, like but it's at iCloud rather than Gmail.
Try both. And do you have a phone number?
So we are currently emailing and calling him from all manner of.
All right. By the end of the calendar, if he has not responded, a bench warrant is going to issue.
I understand.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
All right.
If I do, may I?
You just decide when you want to, if your efforts have already not resolved, then you just let me know and then we'll issue a bench warrant.
And there's nothing I can do to get it on another calendar, just to try to raise for that name.
This is the calendar you're supposed to be on.
I know.
All right, thank you.
You just might not have got that. So.
I know, I understand. Okay, Mr. Glanville, you've got the dedicated breakout rooms for Ms. Casadakis and Ms. Gippier.
Yes, ma'am. The breakout rooms are established. You just got to let me know which defendants are going first.
And then if you can set up two breakout sessions for breakout rooms, for one for Ms. Rosenhuber and one for Ms. Caprice Helen. These are the two PDs, correct?
Judge, I don't know that I need a breakout room. Since I have phone numbers, I'm happy to call them from my Google Voice number just to make
One's
things
available, you
easier.
need it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get all the numbers to Catrice so we can divide and conquer, but.
That's correct, Judge. I'm just gonna be calling people.
Okay.
Thank you, though, Judge.
Case management order for Gregory Edwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
So ladies and gentlemen, the public defense attorneys and the prosecutors are going to be taking these cases one by one. If you want to move around, just make sure that you are on mute and your video is off, but that you are close to your device so that you can hear your name when it's called. Again, if you need to move around, please make sure you mute your Zoom and you stop your video, but that you are close to your device to hear your name when your case is called. Is there still a Michelle present involved in the Gail Hanna case on Zoom?
Okay.
Is there a Michelle present involved in the Gail Hanna case? I don't think there's anyone. Was she left?
Yes, Your Honor, she is,
Michelle? Miss Michelle?
Mute. No, they can hear you now.
Bobby's iPhone, please mute your screen. Are you just joining the Zoom?
I just didn't want to interrupt. My mom had, she's the, person of interest, but she's had issues getting on the Zoom, so.
All right. Bobby's iPhone, what's your full name? Oh, geez. Miss Hinton? Miss Hinton?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, number one, you're inappropriately dressed for court. And number two, if you need to walk around, stop your video. Stop your video. Understood?
Ma'am?
Mute and stop your video until your name is called. Mr. Glanville, go ahead and stop her video. Miss Michelle, please read your chat.
We can place on the final plea monitor.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Thank you, Judge. Well, I get notified, I can make that date.
Definitely, we don't have the dates at present time under the circumstances, but we'll send it to you as soon as we get one.
Thank you.
Yes, you're excused. Thank you.
Come on down.
Attorney Hines. Attorney Hines.
Your client, she received notice. She received notice.
Judge, there's a woman named Life on the Zoom who has not been addressed.
I don't know if our audio is, can you?
It's working now.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. What's your name, please?
It's Brenda Jordan. I don't know how to use this, so I just now got voice. But I was with the Gail Hanna case.
Yes, Miss Jordan, that
Yes.
case has been closed out.
Okay, great. So I can hang up and go.
Yes, you may. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now I don't know how to.
Oh, we'll help you, Miss Jordan. Thank you, Miss Glanville.
Hey, Your Honor.
Because I can give him credit for time served, or I can just not say anything.
Mr. Glanville, which one is breakout room?
Credit for time served, still have to do the 12-hour management.
Nobody's currently in the breakout room. The solicitors, I guess, haven't needed it as of yet.
I'm ready to have anybody.
Okay.
I think Mr.
Who-
McLeod.
Who would you like to go in the breakout room with? Ms. McLeod? Was that a yes, Ms. Kitia?
Yes.
Yes.
Hey, Your Honor.
You don't object to terminating.
Yes, Mr. Gill.
I mean, I usually do.
Was my case thrown out since Darian Wallace didn't show up?
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Was my case thrown out since Darian Wallace didn't show up?
Since who didn't show up?
Darian Wallace?
Who is that?
That's the one I had the altercation with.
That's the alleged victim. They're not required to appear.
Oh, okay.
This is not a civil case. This is a criminal case.
Okay.
Right? Please hold. The prosecutor will speak to you shortly. Please mute your screen. Thank you.
This is a deed case.
Ms. Watts is, Your Honor. Ms. Watts is asking if she could ask the question. Position 46.
Ms. Watts, you need to unmute and start your video. You have a question?
Yes, ma'am. I was driving to a job interview and I'm downtown trying to go in. It starts at 10 and I don't want to miss it. I just sent my attorney my information. I sent everything to her in the chat. She has my number. I don't want to leave court though either and be marked. You know what I'm saying?
All right. What time's your interview?
It starts in 10 minutes.
Okay. It is 9:51 a.m. right now. Please return to court at 11 a.m. or check in.
Thank you.
Actually, the PD also has your phone number, so she can also call you. But check in.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
You was excused, Your Honor. Reset further notice. Oh, okay.
Absolutely. Come back.
Hello? Hello?
Yes, who's speaking?
Kiba Ture.
I'm sorry, you need your video on?
I tried, but it doesn't work.
All right, then you need to come down to the courthouse at 160 Prior Street in courtroom G33. We're gonna be here till noon. You must appear. If you don't know how to use Zoom, then you must come to court in person.
Okay, I'm working it though. I'm a
You need to tell your boss that you've got court and that you need to come to court.
okay.
All right, we'll see you at noon. Thank you. You're free to go.
I think it's gonna work though.
Sir, I cannot see you. So if you know how to, if you fix your Zoom, we'll be able to address your case.
Okay. Thank you, Judge.
Let's mute Zoom user, please.
Yeah, Your Honor, how you doing?
Who's
Your
speaking,
Honor,
please?
this is Roberto Babers again.
Yep.
I just finished speaking to the public defender, and she told me to come back to the Zoom.
Okay, just hang on then. Please mute your screen and she'll let me know what's going on. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Mr. Babus, please mute your screen and stop your video if you're walking around. Thank you. Thank you.
Deputy, can you put me in a breakout room with position 33?
Understood.
35.
Okay, good. Because I was looking for Mr. Ryan.
How are you? Please call me here.
Okay. Can we go to like that room here?
Yeah, I'll take you back. Yeah.
Is there-
Right here. I can go in the hallway. You sure? Okay.
Your Honor, Ms. McLeod and I have returned from the breakout room.
Yes.
Okay, yes, we're going to ask, Ms. McLeod is going to provide some additional information to me, and we're going to ask if this can be placed on the final plea calendar.
All right, this is Christopher Hodge, correct?
Correct, I'm sorry, yes, position 19.
Okay. This one's gonna be reset to the final plea calendar. And we don't have the date at the present time, but we will send the notices. Ms. McLeod, Mr. Hodge?
Yes, Your Honor, may we be excused?
Yes, you're excused. Just keep note of the final plea calendar, okay?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
The victim is also on here, and I just don't have the name in front of me right now. She's on
Her
Zoom.
name is Kelsey Dramado.
Okay.
Hi, Judge, I'm here.
All right,
Start my
Ms.
video.
Barometer, if you would like to speak to the prosecutor, just put your phone number in the chat to ASG Sarita Githia. Front door. Yes, thank you. Mr. Glanville, can we mute Zoom user, please? I have no idea who that is. Thank you.
Mr. Coward is pro se. I can speak with him, Your Honor. I believe I've spoken to all the attorneys.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, that would be position number 7. Mr. Coward?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you will see a message on your screen to join a breakout session with prosecutor Githia. Mr.
Okay.
Edmonds, your prosecutor is Georgia Casadakis, and she'll be with you shortly.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, I have one announcement to excuse Mr. Edwards, position number 9. He does qualify for our services. Since we're unable to access Odyssey and can't even see what the accusation is, I would request another status calendar for this particular case since he's brand new to us.
Mr. Cedric Edwards?
Yes.
Oh, he's here, sorry. All right. This is going to be reset to the next status calendar. Hopefully we'll be able to get more information by then. Mr. Edwards, as your attorney is with the Public Defender's Office, it's your responsibility of making sure that you keep up with the court dates and what's happening in your case. Since you have an assigned attorney now, that's the person with whom you'll keep up with, okay?
Take care, okay? We're good to go. Thank you. And Judge, otherwise I still need to just keep speaking with prosecutors. Do we know?
Did you have an announcement for Mr. Babers? Or was that not?
I have not gotten a chance to start qualifying yet, Judge. I've been speaking to all my transfer folks.
Okay.
I don't know if Miss Helen has had an opportunity to yet, though.
He said he already just spoke to someone, so I'm gonna let Miss Helen make the announcement.
Perfect.
Your Honor, she had told me I was approved by the public defender's office.
I understand, sir, but I gotta wait until the attorney tells me what they want to do.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, John.
Stop your video if you're eating. Thank you.
Good morning, Judge. This is Aaron Friedman. I'm the attorney for Byron Seck. I believe it's position number 35.
Yes, Mr. Seck. Yes, sir.
I have had a chance to speak to the prosecutor in this case. They definitely need to get discovery in this. There's zero evidence on evidence.com that they need to request. We're requesting it be placed on another status calendar.
All right, it's going to be reset to the next status calendar pending discovery.
Thank you, Your Honor. That concludes mine and my client's business. May we please be excused from this honorable court.
Yes, you may. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning,
Good
Judge.
morning, Judge. May I make an announcement?
Yes, Mr. Mosby?
Judge, I actually, and Miss Githier may have come into the breakout while I was in the courtroom here in Clayton. So what I would request is, since I have her information, that we were set to the next plea calendar, and I believe I'll be able to get it resolved then. That would excuse my client and I, if the judge.
What's your client's name, please?
His name is Quincy Johnson, Your Honor.
Question 23. Right, Ms. Gutierrez is not here right now. This is going to be reset to the plea calendar. And Mr. Mosby, your client will have to appear in person.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you, Judge. May I be excused, myself and Mr. Johnson?
Please advise your client to be here in person, not Zoom. Thank you.
I sure will. Thank you, Judge.
All right, Your Honor, I have plea paperwork for.
Mr. Judge, good morning.
Yeah. And what's your name, sir?
Kiba Ture.
Spell your last name.
Ture, Touray.
Ture. Okay, that's position 42. Mr. Keba Ture. All right.
Yes, yes.
Mr. Ture, do you have an attorney?
No,
Right. Would you like to speak to the public defender's office to see if you qualify? You have a right to an
No.
attorney. If you cannot afford one, one can be appointed to represent you.
no.
All right. Would you like to speak to the prosecutor to see if they have an offer for your case?
Okay.
All right. Please hold on the Zoom, and as soon as the prosecutor is available, Ms. Kassidakis will speak with you.
Okay.
All right. Please mute your screen, stop your video, and when you hear your name called, make sure you're available.
All right, thank you.
Ms. Gutierrez, just 1 second, please. Position 23 with Attorney Mosby is reset to the final plea count. Okay, 23.
And ASG Githier and Jeff Dickerson, Ivy, defendant Ivy is still waiting for you. Ivy. One second.
Ivy is 22. Okay. 22 is on hold, 23 is reset. Okay.
Yes, thank you.
Number 33 is going to be 33, Mr. Reimer? Yes. Okay. And Ms. Kassidakis, position 42 has appeared. Mr. Tulane, so that he wants to pre-fly as well. He's pro se. Perfect. Mr. Edmonds with position 49, I believe, is waiting to speak with you. Yes. If you could have a moment to speak with him, please. And then I'll address the plea.
Oh, okay, yes. Your Honor, position 42, Rosenberger, she said, during the calendar call that Sherry Canyon was going to represent.
Deputy.
Karen, Michelle.
Deputy, can you put Attorney Edmonds in the breakout room with me, please? Thank you.
32, right? No, 32. Right?
It was 32. Oh, I had Helen for 32 and Karen for 42.
42.
Yes.
Would she be here?
I don't think she is.
Good, how are you? Let's see.
Might be.
Yes.
Just for office.
Ms. Gutierrez, do you have an announcement?
If we can just hold for a moment, Your Honor, I'm waiting to hear back from another ASG regarding this case to see if he's in compliance. But I'm just waiting to hear back. If we can just hold on his case momentarily. Meanwhile, I can go in with Mr. Dickerson.
Mr. Davidson?
For Mr. Ivy, for Miss Ivy, Mr. Dickerson?
I'm here.
Yes, Judge, I'm here.
Oh. That's position 22. Is there an announcement?
No, I need to go into a breakout room with Mr.
Oh, I
Dickerson.
see.
Yes,
Okay.
I'm just waiting. I'm gonna ask that Mr. Carr would just hold, because I'm just waiting to hear back from another ASG regarding to see if he's in compliance.
Okay.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Dickerson, you will see a message on your screen to join the breakout with Ms. Gutierrez.
Okay.
Who do you need to speak to, Ms.?
Ms. Gutierrez, Judge, but I have someone.
So I'll run back here. But I'm gonna do my best to get in contact with him.
Okay.
Let him know what's going on.
All right. $2,500 benchmark. And as soon as you get wind of it, let him know. And that's okay.
It scared me.
What's
All right, as soon as let him know he needs to show up and get his payment together, and then the benchmark will be done.
2,500.
Mhm.
Thank you, Art.
Thank you.
The charge. Not final definition.
Oh, simple assault.
Okay, thank you.
Kurt Alexander Reinhardt, Mr. Kilgore, and Ms. Katsidakis. Go ahead, please. This is State versus Kurt Alexander Reinhardt, case number 21 CR 0023440C. Mr. Reinhardt's case. Multiple pages over here. Reinhardt was originally charged and accused with 1 count of battery from May 11, 2021. Mr. Reinhardt, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and your attorney is Mr. Kilgore. Based on the negotiations, the state has agreed to reduce the offense to simple assault, and understand that we are taking a plea today, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Mr. Reinhardt, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
I do.
Katsidakis, what are the terms of this?
Yes, Your And before the terms, Judge Law, according to the calendar, wrote battery, which is incorrect. It's simple assault. That's what all the people.
That was that the original charge at all times? Okay, that was a mistake then. So this is simple assault.
Yes, Your Honor. The term of the defense of the factual basis depending on ID.
Yes.
The terms, the state expects the evidence to show. So Your Honor, it's 12 months probation, credit for time served. 1 day. 12 anger management. No further contact with Daniel Taylor. And probation can terminate upon completion of the terms. All right.
Mr. Kilgore, your client accept these terms?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Reinhardt, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
And have you understood the proceedings so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
Anyone forcing you or inducing you to take this plea today?
No.
Has it been explained to you that if you enter a guilty plea to 1 count of simple assault, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial before a judge or a jury?
Yes.
There will be no opportunity to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence brought against you, have the assistance of your counsel to present any arguments or defenses if you choose to do so, and have the state try to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to 1 count of simple assault?
Guilty.
The sentence is 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day. You'll be reporting to probation. What day is today? Friday. So you will report to probation the following Thursday. And I'll give you the date. It will be the 15th of February. The probation office is at 132 Mitchell Street in downtown Atlanta, and you report there before 3 p.m. While you're on probation, you will complete 12 anger management classes. All right. Once you select the school where you plan to do the classes, please make sure that probation's okay with it. All right, that's a qualified school. And then you complete the 12 classes, and once you've completed them, your probation will terminate. At all times while your probation is active, you're to have no contact with Daniel Taylor. Stay 200 yards away from him and do not communicate with him in any way, form, or manner. All right, any questions?
Ma'am. Your Honor, may I ask, Mr. Taylor and his wife have both been laid off recently. I'm sorry, sir. Mr. Reinhardt, his wife, have recently both been laid off. He works doing landscaping usually, and he was laid off for the winter. He's not going to be able to work until March. He would like to get these anger management classes done as quickly as possible, and we would ask that Your Honor could possibly waive 2 months of probation supervision.
I'll waive it for February and March.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Anything else, sir?
That is
You normally have a QR code that you scan to get probation information. Do we have that here today?
No, he filled out the paper.
He did? You have the probation form then?
I've returned it.
Did you want a copy with the address and so forth?
132 Mitchell Street.
132 Mitchell Street.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, February 15th before 3 p.m.
Thank you.
That concludes the case. Thank you.
I appreciate you for that. Thank you. I'm so sorry. No, I appreciate you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Just a second. Keep going. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Kilbo.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, do I have any announcements from Ms. Githia?
Yes, Your Honor. Right now,
I'm sorry, could I put you on hold for a minute? Ms. Shelley, you are here for position 42, Mr. Toure, is that correct?
She's muted, Judge.
Are you on mute, Ms. Shelley?
Thank you.
Good morning, Your Honor. Thank you for your patience. I had a plea this morning in a different county. Position 42, I would ask this. I'm not, is she available? Is she online?
He is on Zoom. Mr. Keba Toure? Mr. Keba Toure?
Yes.
Your attorney is Karen Shelley.
Hello.
Okay. Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for your patience with me this morning.
Mr.
All right.
Toure indicated that he was pro se, but if you want an opportunity to speak with him, Mr. Toure, put your phone number in the chat to Ms. Shelley. Or if you want to give it to us right now, I don't know whether he's that familiar with Zoom.
I think it'd be easy. I'll just write it down on the calendar. That would be great if he's available to do that for me.
Mr. Toure, could you provide your phone number so your attorney can speak with you?
That's fine.
What is it?
347
347, okay.
981
981
6282.
622. Perfect. As soon as
No.
the judge is done with calling the calendar, I'll give you a ring and
No.
we can discuss it.
Do you got a last phone number? 6282?
I'm sorry, what?
The last phone number, 6282. You got it?
Yes, yes, sir.
Okay.
Ms. Shelley, it's 347-981-6282.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, Mr. Toure, please mute your screen and your attorney will call you. Thank you. Ms. Githia,
Okay.
thank you for that. Yes, what were your announcements? I'm sorry.
for position 22, we're going to ask if this can be reset to another status. At the moment, I am unable to access any discovery on this case. And it looked like it was filed September 23rd, 2021, but I am unable to access any of it.
All right. Mr. Dickerson, any objection to resetting it to the status calendar, or would you like it to go to the final plea calendar?
No, Your Honor, status calendar is fine.
Right. Reset to status calendar. Thank you very much.
Thank you,
We'll
Judge.
see-
May I and Ms. Ivy be excused?
Yes, you're
Thank
both through here. Thank you.
And then also, Your Honor, I know Mr. Burns' position 6 stated he wanted to represent himself, but this is a reckless conduct, a gun charge. If you could ask again if he wants to be represented again, given the charge before I even speak with him.
All right, Malcolm Burns.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Burns, you are accused of a misdemeanor offense of reckless conduct involving a firearm. As I already advised you, you have a right to remain silent. Anything you choose to say in open court or any information that you disclose to the prosecutor, that kind of information can and will be used against you in the event your case goes to trial. At the time of the trial, the state has the complete burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. If the state prevails and overcomes your legal presumption of innocence, you could be convicted of up to 1 year and a fine of up to $1,000. Given this information, would you still like to proceed self-represented? In other words, representing yourself in discussing your case with the prosecutor? Or would you like an opportunity to speak with a public defense attorney to see if they can represent you?
I
What
would
would you like to do?
I would like to talk to a public defender.
All right, Mr. Burns is going to change his mind and speak to the public defense attorney. All right, Ms. Githia, have you spoken to all the other attorneys on your side of the docket?
I just need to speak with Miss Helen.
All right. Have you spoken to, Miss, which cases does Miss Helen represent? Franklin or Griffin?
Okay, can
what was your question?
Miss Helen, does she represent
talk to
provisions,
she's a
11 and 15?
She's representing Mr. Franklin, position 11.
Okay. Is she available? No, she's not.
And also position 21.
And 21 is not present yet, so.
Okay.
So right now, if you want to speak to position 3, Mr. Youssef. Mr. Youssef, please start your video.
Judge, that's my client. I'm sorry.
Ms.
Oh, that
Rosenberg represents him.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and we do have an announcement on that if the court's ready.
Okay.
We would just be requesting a further notice we can do a final plea calendar, Your Honor. We're going to re-refer him to the mental health court. Ms. Githia and I.
Mr. Youssef,
Yes.
your attorney is Sarah Rosenhuber,
Okay.
and they're going to reset your case to the final plea calendar. Your next court date, you must come down to the courthouse in person.
Okay.
All right?
Can I get all that?
No more.
Sorry.
Zoom.
I was wondering, can I get all that information from my attorney?
Do you have a number?
Yes.
All right,
Yes.
you can email her and ask her for the information.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're free to go.
Nathan.
All right, Ms. Githia, I think that leaves you with positions 11 and 15 with Miss Helen. So in the meantime, position number 12, Mr. Gill. Mr. Gill. Jesse Gill. All right, Ms. Githia, you're waiting on Miss Helen for positions 11 and 15 and to speak to the pro se defendant, Mr. Gill, who's not responding. Is he even on Zoom?
He on Zoom. He's on Zoom.
Yes, he is, Your Honor.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. Jesse Gill, please start your video and unmute. All right. Ms. Gasidakis, any announcements?
Yes, Your Honor. Position 40, Todd is going to be a plea. Position 44, Vincent can be a no cause.
Mr. Todd is going to be the plea. And 47.
And 44 is going to be a no cause.
47 is, did they appear?
44, Judge.
Your Honor, Vincent, 44 Vincent is the no cause.
I have it as 44 is the null cross. Okay.
Yeah, Vincent.
Yes. All right. Is Mr. Vincent present?
He is.
All right. Mr. Vincent, you're free to go. The state's going to close the case out. Thank you. And what was the other null cross?
Just that one.
Okay. And do we have the plea paperwork for Mr. Todd?
We're working on it right now.
All right. Thank you.
We have an announcement on 49, Your Honor, when you're ready.
I'm ready.
And that's, we are going to accept the state's offer to resolve that case and enter a plea. If we can do that today, we will. But we're happy to put it on another plea date if we can't do that today.
Which would you prefer?
Do we need to have all the documents emailed, signed, sent to my client to sign, or does Your Honor sign?
Right. The
with our
prosecutor would send you the documents. It would be a DocuSign.
Okay.
And then once are you able to do that today, Ms. Katsidakis?
If DocuSign works, otherwise I can email the attorney, the plea form. Yes. I can do that, yes.
It's up to you, Mr. Edmonds, if, as soon as Ms. Katsidakis gets it emailed to you for you and your client to review. And then we can take the plea over Zoom.
do we physically pick up the certificate of first conviction? Or does that get mailed out, or, you know, what happens with that as far as submitting her license for
She would need
suspension?
to, she would need to come down to the clerk's office to surrender her driver's license. And
Okay,
then the certificate of first conviction would be provided to her in person.
okay, at the clerk's office?
Yes.
Thank you,
Okay.
ma'am.
I think we can do that today.
All right.
I'm happy to
So
DocuSign.
position 49 is also a plea. And Ms. Kasidakis will send you the paperwork. You review it with your client. If it's agreeable, you either, your client or you can sign up on it and then email it back to, Ms. Brandy Bolton.
It's in the chat, Your Honor.
Is
Okay.
email information is in the chat. Do you have it? With a CC to Ms. Kasidakis.
Very good, Judge. We'll send that back as soon as we have it.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Cynthia, do you have any other announcements?
Not at the moment, Your Honor, waiting on Mr. Gill, and I'm emailing Miss Helen.
Mr. Jesse Gill, the prosecutor is waiting to speak to you. All right.
I'm texting her right now. Okay.
Kasidakis, do you have any other,
Just nothing really on it. I'm just doing the no cost now, submitting the report and getting ready for the complete form for 49.
Two ways speaking to Ms. Shelley. Oh, and Jonathan Coe has already spoken to Ms. and have you spoken to Mr. King, position 26?
I have not,
Right?
is that per se?
Yeah. Mr. Jimmy King? Jimmy
Yes, ma'am.
King? All right. Mr. King, you'll be speaking with Ms. Kasidakis. We're going to put you in a breakout room.
Yes, ma'am.
Kasidakis, if you address him so I can get a status.
Okay, before doing that report?
Yeah.
Yes.
That would be the last individual on your list to speak in breakout.
Okay. Right, I'm just not.
Mr. Glanville, is he gone into the breakout? With Ms. Kasidakis?
Who, Your Honor?
Mr. Jimmy King.
He's assigned to room number 3, Your Honor. I'm about to put Kasidakis in that room also.
Okay, thank you. Ms. Kasidakis?
How are you?
Position 44.
Judge, sorry to interrupt. Are you taking a plea?
Oops, I'm sorry.
Yes, I am. I'm so sorry. Darn it, darn it, darn it. I have to repeat the whole thing because there has to be a record. I am so sorry. I'm sorry, Mr. Todd.
Good.
Okay. Let's see if I can talk faster. This is State versus Willie Presley Todd, case number 20 CR 004-858Y. Mr. Todd was charged with simple battery. He's been advised of his rights, and his attorney is Sarah Rosenhuber. Mr. Todd, please raise your right hand. Please solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge.
Yes.
Thank you. Ms. Kassidakis?
Yes, Your Honor, does the defense stipulate the factual basis in U ninety?
Yes, we do.
The state's recommendation is 12 months probation.
The state's recommendation is 12 months probation, credit time served, 17 days, 12 anger management. No further contact with Michael John, and probation can terminate upon completion of terms.
Since it's already been stipulated, Mr. Todd, this is gonna be like deja vu, but, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with your attorney?
Yes, ma'am.
And have you understood the proceedings?
Yes, ma'am.
And has your attorney explained to you that by entering such a plea, you give up your constitutional rights to your trial, to confront your accuser, to challenge the evidence or witnesses brought before you, and have the state try to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt? Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes.
How do you plead to one count of simple battery?
Guilty.
Your sentence is 12 months to serve 17 days, credit for time served 17 days. You report to probation on Thursday, February 15th before 3 p.m. While on probation, you will continue to report every month. And while on probation, you will complete 12 anger management classes. Make sure you pre-qualify the school with your probation officer before you begin the classes. Okay?
Okay.
At all times, you have to have no contact with Michael John. Once the classes are completed and you present your certificate of completion to the probation officer, your probation will terminate.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, thank you.
Okay, so just finish filling this out and then they're gonna make a copy and give one back to you, but they keep one. Okay, and I wrote the date and Operation 21 on there, so you should be set.
Oh.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
No. I'm telling you now, no. Yes, I was. Yes, I mean, too much.
Did you have any announcements on who are you in a breakout? Were you in a breakout with someone?
Yeah,
No.
I'm waiting on Mr.
Gill, I know he's not even responding to the chat. Mr. Jesse Gill. Jesse Gill. All right. You wouldn't happen to have a phone number, would you? You can pull up his case.
I know how to obtain a number from him.
All right. Well, I've already sent him a check as well in big cap letters. So
Put it on the.
Okay, so just sit tight. She'll make the announcement to Judge Law.
Ms. Rosenhuber, can you also contact Ms. Caprice Helen, let me know she's got announcements, and they can release some folks.
Absolutely.
Judge, I have an announcement on position 20.
Yes, Miss, is that Miss Shelley?
Yes.
Position 20, and that is,
Miss Houston, she's present in the courtroom.
oh, okay. Miss Houston? Okay. Yes.
I just spoke to her. There may be in case, not entirely sure, so I'm just going to ask for a reset on that for another status calendar.
I'm sorry. This is the first time you're speaking with her?
Yes.
Okay. Miss Gideon, do you have a plea offer for Miss Houston?
I do not, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, we're gonna reset it to the status calendar. Hopefully, this matter can get resolved at that time. Miss Houston, your attorney is Karen Shelley. Do you have a contact information? Yes, please make sure you keep in touch with her and we'll find out how the case moves on the next date.
Okay.
Thank you.
I apologize for interrupting, Judge. I have some announcements if the.
Yes.
Ready.
Yeah.
Position 4, Mr. Babers, he's present on Zoom. Judge, he does qualify. I want to enter in my appearance and work the case up. Since Odyssey is down, I do want to try to put my entry of appearance in as soon as possible.
Okay. I can reset it to the next status calendar unless you want to hear a plea offer today.
I do want to hear the plea offer, Judge, but I'll still take the status calendar.
Okay. Don't have an offer today. No offers today, so reset to status calendar. Mr. Babers? Roberto Babers?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Babers, your attorney is Catrice Helen. Please make sure that you keep in touch with her. Your next court date will be sent to you and we'll find out what's happening then.
Yes,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Okay, I will. Okay, you have a very great day, John.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr.
All right.
Babers.
Yes, ma'am.
My next announcement, Judge, is for position 11, Mr. Franklin. That is also going to be a transfer case. Ms. Githier already emailed me. She doesn't have an offer just yet for Mr. Franklin, but Judge, we'd like to have that status calendar. I want to work it up for Mr. Franklin, the case.
Marvin Franklin?
And he's
Marvin.
present on Zoom, Judge.
Has he left the Zoom?
Nope, he's right here. Mr. Franklin, can you come back on, please? You almost unmuted yourself.
All right.
I'm here.
All right, Mr. Franklin, this is still an open active case against you. Please make sure that you keep in communication with your attorney, Ms. Helen. And she's asked for the case to be reset to another calendar, so you'll need to appear the next calendar.
Okay.
All right, thank you. You're free to go.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. I've also had position 18. Ms. Hinton does qualify. We do have an offer that's been extended to Ms. Hinton. It's diversion. She is accepting it, Judge. I would just ask for a compliance calendar or a status.
Ms. Githier, how long, what are the conditions and how long do you anticipate they will take?
It's a 4-hour stress prevention class.
Okay, I'm going to reset it to a final plea calendar. And hopefully, Ms. Hinton completes the PEP class. And she'll need to appear at the next calendar to show proof that she's completed it. Or she can send you the proof and you can update Ms. Githier.
Thank you, Judge. Is Ms. Hinton excused?
I just said this email response.
Oh, I sent it via email. I'll refresh.
Before you let her go, just send us, I'm sending an email to you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Judge Law, position 26, King is going to be a plea.
All right. Central.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Hinton, your case is going into diversion. It looks like you have a class to complete.
Yes, ma'am.
You're released. Your attorney has to communicate with the prosecutor, so please hold, okay?
Yes, ma'am. I can't turn my camera back on.
Mr. Gladwell, you probably have to prompt her to start video.
Just
okay. Now, position 26, I have Mr. King and Ms. Casadakis.
I just need to do the
Jimmy King.
position 26. Yes, Jimmy Donta King. That's gonna be a plea. After
Mr.
position.
King?
Oh, yeah, yeah, I got it.
Yes, ma'am.
Provided Ms. Kassadakis with your email address.
I need that, Your Honor.
Okay, my email.
That in the chat directly to ASG Gloria Kassadakis.
Yes, ma'am.
Let me know when you're done.
And Judge, if I could ask if Marie Shackelford can answer her phone, I'm trying to qualify her, Ms. Shackelford.
I got you. I didn't know that was you calling.
All right. Ms. Helen, do you have her connected now?
No, Judge, I'm giving a call right now.
Okay, Ms. Shackelford, take the call. Please mute your screen. Thank you.
I've sent the email and
Ms.
telephone.
Kassadakis, do you see Mr. King's email in the chat? Yes. Okay. Mr. King, Ms. Kassadakis is going to email you the plea documents. You would need to review them. Are you comfortable with putting a digital signature, or would you have to
Plea paperwork.
print it and sign it?
So we're gonna get you copies.
That's fine.
Okay, as soon as you've reviewed it and signed it where appropriate, please make sure that you email it back to Ms. Kassadakis.
Yes, ma'am. I have one question about the driver's license. I'm submitting the driver's license for my job so that I can get a permit to drive.
Yeah. Is this a DUI first in lifetime? Yes.
It's my first.
All right. Let me see, and it's a DUI less safe?
The safe is gonna merge with the per se.
So you're gonna go with DUI per se?
I'm sorry, yes, per se.
Okay. I'll grant you an affidavit of first conviction. You would need to come down to the clerk's office and surrender your driver's license to receive
So-
the affidavit of first conviction. And that would authorize the Department of Driver Services to grant you a limited permit.
So they took my driver's license on day one when I was.
That was gonna be one of my questions, Your Honor, if I don't mind interrupting. We issued a 1205 form when they took your license.
I have no idea. I mean, I've no idea about Mr. King's case. So, Mr. King, has your license been surrendered to the police officer at the time of the arrest?
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
It's been 3 years. I have not had a driver's license in my hand.
What I
Alright.
would suggest to you, sir, as a public defender and private counsel also, is go online to dds.ga.gov and see what the status of your license is. Because if you were issued a 1205 and did not file an appeal with the Department of Driver Services, then there may be an issue which you might have to hire private counsel for. So even though the judge can issue you an affidavit of first conviction, it does not mean you're going to get your license back, but it's been over 3 years. So it's a 1-year suspension. But go online, dds.ga.gov, put in your license number and see what your status is.
Okay.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Shelley. So, Mr. King, the only thing I was going to ask you is that once I give you the ruling of an affidavit of first conviction, you would have to take that with DDS, and they will guide you on how to get your limited permit.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. So, Ms. Kassadakis is going to send you the plea paperwork. Ms. Kassadakis, you're also sending Mr. Edmonds.
Yes, I'm working on.
Okay. And then, so please mute and hold tight until Ms. Kassadakis gets you the paperwork to review.
Okay.
All right. Judge Shelley, do you have any other announcements?
I don't believe so, Your Honor.
All right.
I have one, Judge.
Oh, by the way, Miss Helen and Miss Gutierrez, may I release Miss Hinton? Gutierrez?
I sent the email to Miss Helen, just want to make sure she understands, so she can relay that message to Miss Hinton.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right, Miss Hinton, your attorney will be trying to reach out to you, so I'm holding on that. Okay, and Miss Shelley, any announcement on 42, Mr. Toure?
Double check real quick.
I don't know if you've spoken to him yet.
I hate to interject, but I did receive word from another public defender who used to have his case, and he said he was trying to log into Zoom. I texted him the Zoom link. I'm not sure if he's in the waiting room or is here, but I have a contact number that I'll send Miss Shelley now. But he's
For the Toure case?
yes, Judge.
Okay.
There's nobody in the waiting room.
Okay, I'll continue to try to call him, but I know he's had contact with our office this morning.
All right. Okay, someone was trying to interject. I couldn't remember who. Was it? Miss Rosa.
Might have been me, Judge. For position number 48, Mr. Terrell Williams, I have discussed this case with Ms. Casadakis. I have discovery, but because of the nature of the charges, we don't have a recommendation yet. Could we please have a final plea calendar to continue working on it?
Okay. Terrell Williams, are you?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Your case is going to be reset to the final plea calendar. But this one, you'll need to appear in person.
Okay, I will.
Right? No more Zoom?
I have one more, Mr. Coward, position 7. He did present to me some certificates of completion.
Let me finish with this.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So, Mr. Williams, you're free to go. Please keep in touch with your attorney. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
I think we released Mr. Coward already.
No, we did. We were waiting. I was waiting to hear back from the previous ASG.
Oh, I
Because he
see.
did give me certificates, but I don't know what the previous offer was. If we can just have him placed back on another status, just to see what the other offer was. And then,
Set it for final plea calendar.
well, he's pro se, and if there's other things that he's not aware of, I don't want to be placed on the final plea if he's in the process, if he was unaware of what other conditions needed to be completed.
Mr. Coward,
Yes, Your Honor.
you received a former plea offer from another prosecutor.
It was discussed verbally in the courtroom.
Okay, so there was no written plea offer.
No, Your Honor.
Okay, that's no final plea offer.
Okay, but yeah, he presented some certificates, so I was trying to check with her to see if there was the offer.
That's
Yeah.
no plea offer. What kind of certificates are you waiting on?
Insofar as position number 42, Your Honor, Mr. Toure, I have his contact information from my co-counsel, and I will give him a call. I think it would probably, since I had no conversation with him, I prefer for this to be moved to the next status calendar or final plea offer.
Mr. Toure? Absolutely, he left.
I think he did too, because we do have his updated contact information, so it just seems weird that he's no longer here.
All right, I'm gonna reset this to the next final plea calendar. You have his phone number. Please let him know he needs to be here in person.
In person at the next.
Yeah. All right. Ms. Gutierrez,
Oh,
anything on?
Mr. Coward completed anger management and alcohol drug evaluation and treatment.
Anything else?
And then he's actually in a ministry program right now. But again, I don't know what the discussion was previously with the other ASG.
What's your offer today?
My offer would be the 12 months probation, and he's completed those, but again, I don't know if there was additional classes that he was to take.
So 12 months probation and do what?
The anger management, the ADET, and he would remain on probation
That is the offer from the prosecution today. To be on probation for 12 months. If you've done the anger management classes, then that will be checked off the list. If you've done the alcohol and drug evaluation, that'll be checked off the list. And is it no violent contact with the victim?
1 second.
I was previously told no contact at all with the victim.
Right? And no contact with the victim. So that's the offer to put you on probation. That's
Yes.
it.
Would it be non-reporting since I've already completed the conditions? And I was told by Miss Williams previously that since I'm in the rehab and it costs money, that would take care of my fines. And that's why
I'm just waiting on Miss Githia to chime in.
I'm trying to pull up his,
Just 1 second.
Okay.
I'm looking at, see if I can get his criminal history.
Okay. And Miss Shelley, okay, is Mr. Toure gone? Yeah, all right.
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Jesse Gill? Jesse Gill? Since still nothing? Okay. And who's the other person I was waiting on? Miss Helen. Catrice Helen? Okay. Mr. Devonte Jones is position 25. Was someone going to speak with him? Who's the PD who's going to speak with him?
Yes, Your Honor, Sarah Rosenhoover, she indicated to Mr. Jones that he was gonna call him.
Right. Mr. Jones, Sarah Rosenhoover is trying to reach you. Okay. Probably the phone. Okay. All right, I'm hearing crickets right now, so.
Mr. Jones, are you available? I can speak with you. Attorney Karen Kelly from the Public Defender's Office. Are you available to speak right now?
I don't know whether that's a screenshot, or whether that's his actual.
I think.
Do you see him, Miss Shelley?
I do not.
Devonte Jones. Oh, I think he's on the phone with Miss Sarah. So.
Okay, wonderful, because she is wonderful, so she's probably on the phone calling him.
Miss Catrice Helen, may I release Centrella Hinton? All right. I'm waiting on Miss Githia and Sarah Rosenberg in this house.
Excuse me, Judge.
Yeah.
So do I hang around and wait to her response?
I was told that she was going to communicate some information with you.
Yes, I spoke to her on the phone a couple minutes ago.
I'll be glad to release you, but I don't know if Miss Helen is ready to have you go, so.
Okay, I can just wait.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Miss Shelley, could you text Miss Helen and just ask her, can we release Miss Hinton?
Miss Hinton was positioned for.
Her client is being reset for diversion.
Oh, okay. I definitely will. I just want to make sure I get the position number correctly. Number 18, diversion compliance calendar. Yes, I will text Miss Helen and let her know.
For position 49, he's still waiting on the paperwork.
Okay.
Your Honor, I have another announcement.
Okay.
Position number 25, Mr. Devonte Jones, he does qualify for our services. Our office will represent him. We would request a final plea conference to request discovery, and move forward with the case.
Mr. Devonte Jones, your case is going to be reset to what we call the final plea calendar. Your
Yes,
attorney,
ma'am.
Rosenhoover, please make sure that you keep in touch with her. You will have to appear for this calendar in person. No more Zoom.
And Your Honor, Ms. Rosenhoover will not be accepting any more cases. She's going to a different courtroom, so I will just accept this case on her.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was
then
gonna.
Okay.
all right.
Okay.
Mr.
Can you
Jones,
repeat the date,
your-
please?
where's your video? Okay. Your attorney is Karen Shelley.
Okay.
Karen Shelley.
Okay.
Your
No,
next
no.
your next calendar is the final plea calendar. Your next calendar is the final plea calendar.
Okay.
You
Okay.
have to appear in person.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I don't have the date at the present time.
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
No, man, that's it.
All right. Thank you. Ms.
Judge, I have
Shelley,
some
do you want
announcements.
to add something? Michelle, oh, he's gone. All right.
Sir, no, if you're still there, it's Karen.Shelley, SHELLEY at fultoncountyga.gov.
I think
But-
he's gone.
Yeah, I think he's gone.
Okay.
I got his contact information though for you, Karen, so I'll pass all that along.
Thank you, Sarah.
And Judge, I have some announcements.
Yes. Is
Um,
Ms.
I-
Hinton free to go?
I apologize, Judge, I didn't hear you.
Is Ms. Hinton free to go?
Yes, Judge, she really is.
All right, Ms. Hinton, you're free to go. Please hold.
Thank you.
Judge, I just have some announcements if the court's ready.
Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, before you
Mr.
tell me, can
Helen?
I just jump in really quickly?
Sure.
Regarding Mr. Coward, state objects to non-reporting. He has charges that appeared after this incident, as well as several that appeared before, that had happened before this one. So the state objects to non-reporting.
All right, this is regarding Mr. Coward.
Yes,
Okay.
position 7.
Thanks. Mr. Coward, did you hear that?
I did, Your Honor.
Does the state have any objection to non-reporting after 4 months?
Your Honor, he's had at least 3 charges since this incident that happened in 2020. The state objects to that.
Okay, let me see. Mr. Coward, all right, position number 7. So this charge is battery from December 26, 2020.
Correct.
What are the other 3 incidences?
Right, I'm pulling them up. November 2nd, 2021. There was possession and use of drug-related objects, theft by receiving stolen property, possession of marijuana, possession of methamphetamine, and then June 22nd, hold on. Sorry. March 31st, 2022, theft by taking. Thought there was a parole violation. There was a parole violation. One moment. Yes, February 12th, 2021, there was a parole violation.
What year was it? 2021?
2021.
What was the underlying offense? Was it the,
It says felony. That's all I'm saying on here, it's felony.
was it a result of the November 2nd, 2021 incident? No, not the 2021.
It may have been for the November 21st, 2020 incident, yes.
Your Honor. Your Honor, may I speak?
Yes, Mr. Coward. Before you speak, when did you do your alcohol and drug evaluation?
Well, I did it, I guess, here at Providence, September 27th, 2022.
Okay.
And the cases that were mentioned, it's really all one case. It was originally theft by receiving, and then they dropped the theft by receiving and charged me with theft by taking in another county. So it's all one incident, and I did get my parole violated for it.
Okay. Well, I can't tell the prosecutor what to do if they're not willing to accept the plea recommendation. But I'm just noticing that most of them seem to be either drug or theft related.
Right. That's what. Sorry.
And the alcohol and drug evaluation was more than almost 2 years ago. So if you want to consider the plea offer, you'll be placed on probation, and you'll need to do another alcohol and drug evaluation.
Even though I'm still in drug rehab currently?
Yeah, that'll be fine, because with that would at least satisfy the state's requirement with regards to whether you are still a substance user or whether you are on the path of recovery. But I need something.
Okay. Your Honor, I'm getting a joint breakout invitation for Marvin DaCosta. Should I take that?
No, don't disregard that.
Okay.
Okay, and then the other one is while you do the alcohol and drug evaluation, and you'll be on probation, active probation for 4 months, after which your probation will be non-reporting. Now, that's something I think that would be reasonable, but it's up to the state whether they're willing to accept that.
That's fine, Your Honor.
Where would I report to? Because I live in Dalton and I work third shift, and I have a lot of stuff that I'm required to do for
Dalton, Georgia. I can't remember where that is. Is that by the border?
It's pretty close to Tennessee.
Okay, I'll allow for telephonic reporting. So you
Okay.
need to submit the current alcohol and drug evaluation to your probation officer.
Where do I go to get one?
You can go to a nearby hospital.
Okay. All right.
But if that is something the state is willing to agree to, you'll be on non-reporting probation, which means that if you get arrested again anytime while you're non-reporting, you could end up being back in jail to serve out the rest of the time.
Yes, Your Honor. What about fines? Are there any fines?
I didn't hear of any.
No fines.
No fines. Okay. I'm willing to accept that offer. And how do I submit the drug evaluation again?
You would direct that to your probation officer. They will tell you how they will accept it, by email or by mail.
Who would be my probation officer?
As soon as you plead, you'll be assigned to one.
Okay, I'm ready.
All right. If Miss Githia has your email address,
Yes, she does.
she will send you the plea documents. Please review them, print them out, sign them, and send them back to Miss Githia. With the CC to Brandy Bolton. Her email address is on the top of the chats in this case. The assigned litigation manager.
Carbon copy to Brandy Bolton.
Yeah.
And Miss Githia. Okay.
All
All
right.
right. Thank you. I'm
She'll
out.
send you the plea documents. Please hold.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Thank you. Elizabeth Wint Jackson. And Mr. Edmonds.
Yes, Your Honor. We emailed back all the documents, I believe.
Yes, I've got them now. Thank you.
Okay.
Only almost 2 hours since the calendar call. Not too bad. Okay.
Not too bad.
Okay. This is position 49, State versus Elizabeth Wint, W-I-N-T Jackson, case number 20 CR 005-293C. Ms. Jackson was originally accused of DUI less safe, failure to maintain lane, speeding, and reckless driving. We are going to address a plea hearing in which the only remaining charge that's going to proceed is the DUI less safe. The failure to maintain lane and the speeding charges are null crossed, and the reckless driving will merge with count 1. Ms. Jackson, if she.
Yes, ma'am.
Need to put your video on, please.
I'm trying. I'm so sorry.
Mr. Glanville or Mr. DeCosta, could you prompt her to start the video? Your video?
She has been prompted, Your Honor.
Okay, good. Thank you. Ms. Jackson, you've been advised of your right to remain silent. Your attorney is Mr. Edmonds. You please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Okay, Miss Miss Githia, you want to do this, please?
I'm sorry, which position? I'm so sorry, I'm doing this.
Miss Cassadakis' case.
Which position? I was
49.
Oh, Georgia's,
Oh, she's coming.
No. Ms. Cassadakis, may we interrupt you? Have you addressed the plea for Elizabeth Wint Jackson?
Yes, I sent it to the attorney.
Yeah, we're ready. We're taking.
Oh, yes, I'm ready too. I'm ready too.
If you could allocute the offer for Ms. Jackson.
Moment.
It's already been sworn.
Okay. All right. This is for position 49, Elizabeth Wint Jackson. Does the defense stipulate to a factual basis, venue and ID?
We do.
Right, the state's recommendation for count 1, DUI less safe. It's the minimum's 12 months probation, $300 fine, serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day, balance probated, 40 hours community service, a risk reduction program, drug and alcohol evaluation, and 1 victim impact panel. Count 2, failure to maintain lane, that's going to be a null clause, and it was submitted to the court. Count 3, speeding, that's going to be a null clause. Null clause was submitted to the court. Count 4, reckless will merge with count 1, DUI less safe, Your Honor.
Mr. Edmonds, are those the terms to which your clients agreed?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Jackson, have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
Have you understood the proceedings so far?
I couldn't hear you.
You understood the proceedings so far?
Yes, ma'am.
Is anybody forcing you or inducing you to take this plea today?
No, ma'am.
And are you satisfied with your attorney's services?
Yes, ma'am.
You decide to plead guilty to DUI less safe, you would be giving up your constitutional right to try this case in a court of law before a judge or a jury. You will not be able to confront your accuser, challenge the evidence of the witnesses and the testimony and the documents brought before you, have the assistance of counsel to present your arguments and your legal defenses if you choose to do so, and have the state try to prove the original charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And you understand that pleading guilty to DUI can result in a license suspension.
Yes, ma'am.
And it can also have an impact upon your residency, if applicable, upon your jobs and any other open cases.
Yes, ma'am.
Are you still willing to move forward with this plea offer?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to the remaining charge of DUI less safe?
Guilty.
The sentence is going to be 12 months to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day. The balance will be on probation. Mr. Edmonds, will your client be able to report to probation on February 15th before 3 p.m.?
Yes, Your Honor. But we would also like to request if we can report via phone and mail as well.
Where does she live?
She is in the Atlanta area.
She'll have to report in person.
Okay.
All right. So her report date is February 15th before 3 p.m. She will report to a probation officer. While on probation, she will pay a $300 fine, complete 40 hours of voluntary community service at any nonprofit agency, which is not a church and not a school. She will also undertake a risk reduction program, undertake an alcohol and drug evaluation, and submit herself to any treatment that's required. The probation officer will also advise her on how to attend and complete one victim impact panel. She will report to probation every month. There cannot be any consumption of alcohol. She may be subject to random screens. Anything, and of course, her license will be suspended for 1 year, after which she can seek reinstatement. Anything else, Mr. Edmonds?
I've explained to my client that she's going to need to appear at the clerk's office to submit and relinquish her driver's license, and she will pick up certificate of first conviction at that time.
Okay, so I'm going to grant a certificate of first conviction, which will be issued upon surrender of a driver's license.
Thank you, Judge.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Edmonds, we've got the information that you sent out for probation. It's got the address of the probation office at the top. So just make sure she shows up on the day as directed.
Very good, Your Honor.
All right, thank you, folks. You're free to go.
Thank you.
Here we go. Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. King, are you, and have you received the documents to review?
Yes, ma'am. I've received the documents for review. It's not letting me fill out.
You need to save it as a PDF, Adobe, and then you can use or you can print it out and fill it out. And then scan and email it back.
Okay.
I can only address your plea as soon as you send back a completed document. Right, is there anyone else? I'm waiting on a plea. I think Mr. King was the only person. Jesse Gill.
It's not letting me do it.
All right, I'm going to go over the calendar. Is Miss Watts back from her job interview?
I was just gonna say, Judge, I have two positions to make an announcement on at the
Oh, okay.
The first position is position 36, Miss Marie Shackelford. She qualifies. I want to enter in my appearance and work this case up for her, Judge. Can I request a status?
All right. Miss Marie Shackelford.
She's on Zoom, Judge.
Okay, and why are we doing it to status?
Judge, because of the nature of the charges and the age, I really want to review all the video discovery with Ms. Shackelford to get a better idea if we're going to go to a jury trial.
We're gonna reset this case to a final plea calendar.
Understood.
Ms. Shackelford, you would need to get with the attorney, Ms. Catrice Helen, and submit whatever documents you want her to review. You will have to be in court in person at the next calendar. That notice will be sent to you. I do not have the date at the present time, but it'll have to be an in-person hearing, no more Zoom.
So, Your Honor, where do I get the information if it's not in the system?
That question has so much of vague information. I don't know what kind of information from what system?
So it was 2 cases of the same charge.
I apologize, Judge. Were you speaking to me?
No, Ms. Shackelford's asking me questions to which I don't have answers.
Hey, Ms. Shackelford, you have my number. Go ahead and give me a call after court, okay?
Just give me just a second. Upstairs.
All right, Ms. Shackelford, did you hear your attorney?
Yes, I'll just contact Ms. Helen.
All right, next court date is in person. Thank you.
Thank you so
All
much,
right.
Judge.
Thank
I'm
you.
currently speaking with Miss Watts, who is position, I apologize.
Ms. Watts is position 46.
That's correct, Judge, and we'll have an announcement in just a few minutes here.
Is she back?
Yes, Judge. She had to leave the Zoom call because she's using her phone to have the phone conference.
Okay, all right. Okay, Ms. Rosenhuber, I'm just gonna go over the calendar just to see.
I'm ready, Judge.
I've got a lot of cross-outs over here. And I've got quite a few no-shows,
And
so.
Judge, may I just make the request for the no-shows? I know the past couple days, Judge Morrow didn't issue any bench warrants given the Odyssey.
That's where I was going.
Okay.
So, all right.
Would it be okay to leave?
Yes, Ms. Shackelford, please make sure to keep in touch with your attorney, Ms. Helen. You're free to go. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, position number 1, I have Chad Abel. This is a charge of theft by receiving from March 16th, 2021. He's not appeared. I can reset it one last time to a status calendar under the circumstances of the case of our case system. Any objection? No objection.
No objection for the defense.
Position number 2, Shaquille Adams. This has been reset to the motions calendar. Position number 3, Yusuf Al-Khatib is reset to the final plea calendar in person. Position 4, Roberto Babas is reset to the status calendar. Position 5, Akeem Brown is a no-show. I can reset it to the status calendar. Position 6, Malcolm Burns. Malcolm Burns, any announcement?
No, I haven't heard from anyone yet.
Did you speak with somebody?
You said he didn't hear from anybody.
No, I haven't.
Mr. Burns?
Who is he waiting to speak to? Mr. Burns, were you applying for the public?
He was
Yes,
applying
I
for the
was
public
waiting.
defender's
Yeah, I was
office.
waiting on a public. Yes, ma'am.
Did you put your phone number in the chat, sir?
Oh no, I
Wanted
didn't.
to represent himself. Now he wants a public defender.
I'm happy to call him.
Okay, thank you, Sarah.
All right.
Okay, I just got the
Mr. Burns,
number
you need
though.
to put your phone number and email in the chat to Sarah Rosenhuber.
I just got it. So
Thank you.
we can go over the calendar and I'll step out and qualify him, Judge. Just for purposes of efficiency, would Your Honor like a report back on whether he qualifies this
Yeah,
morning?
please
Okay.
do. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
Ms. Shelley is managing calendar. Position 7, Cowart is going to take a plea. So documents are being sent to him. Position 8, Cox is reset to the motions calendar. Don't have a date yet. Position 9, Cedric Edwards is reset to status calendar. Position 10 is Edwards is further notice to a jury trial. with a case management order has been issued. Position 11 is Franklin's reset to a status calendar. Position 12, Jesse Gill. Jesse Gill is still MIA. He's on Zoom, but I don't know why he's not responding. Position 13 is Goodman is null cross. 14, Granger is reset to the status calendar. Position 15, Griffin is reset to a final plea calendar in person. 16, Gail Hanna is null cross. 17, Sultan Hurd is reset. It was a no-show, reset to status calendar. Position 18, Hinton is reset to the final plea calendar for diversion compliance. 19, Mr. Hodge is, we issued a case management order. Is it reset to the final plea calendar or the?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yeah. Okay. So we're not doing, are we doing a trial or a?
No, Your Honor, we're doing the final plea.
Final plea, okay. So disregard the case management order. Hodge is reset to the final plea calendar in person. 20, Houston is reset to status calendar. 21, Trevon Hunt is a no-show. This is reset to a status calendar. 22, Julie Ivy is reset to status. 23, Quincy Johnson, reset to final plea calendar in person. 24, Andre Jones is a no-show, reset to status calendar. 25 is Devontae Jones, reset to final plea in person. 26, Jimmy King is going to be a plea. '27, Mac is reset to final plea calendar in person. 28, Mitchell's a no-show, reset to status. 29, Moreland is a no-show, reset to status. Position 30 and 31, Michael Mosley is a no-show, reset to status. 32, Nelson is a no-show, reset to status. 33, Reinhardt was a plea. 34, Reynolds is a no-show, reset to status. Position 35 is a SEC, reset to status. Calendar pending a possible dismissal. That's what I got. Okay. Position 36, Shackelford is reset to a final plea calendar in person. 37, Sabila is a no-show, reset to status. 38, Strozier is a currently incarcerated. I'm just going to reset it to status. Maybe someone can advise us as to. Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Excuse me. I'll just reset it to status. Maybe someone can find out where he is and for how long. Position 939, Taylor. This was a transfer. 39 was.
I don't believe he appeared, Judge, but he is a PD case.
Actually, he did.
Oh, apologies.
I don't know why. I don't have him as a no-show.
For position 39?
Yeah.
I have no answer.
No, okay, maybe I've.
I have as well, so I'm not sure if I'm incorrect there.
I may have just announced if we could hold for his report
probably
or his
what it was,
appearance.
Okay, that's reset to status calendar. It was a no-show. Position 40, Todd was a plea. 41, Rashawn Tolan is a no-show, reset to status calendar. 42, Touray is Miss Shelley's case, and that's reset to a final plea in person. 43, Chauncey Turner is reset for a final plea in person. 44, Vincent is a null cross. 45, Washington is a no-show, reset to status. 46, Watts is in conference with Ms. Helen.
Yes.
47, Webb is a no-show, reset to status. 48, Terrell Williams is reset for final plea in person. 49, Ms. Jackson is a plea. And 15, Xavier Zachary, was a no-show and reset to status.
And Judge, I'll step out right now and contact Mr. Burns. And I'll
Randy, for the no-show to status, can you make a note in the comment
Yes.
that was a previous no-show?
Yes. I'll say no show on today, for today's date in the comments.
Okay, great, thank you. All right, so we are holding on position 6, 7, 12, 26, and 46.
Yes, Your Honor, I'm still trying to pull up the waiver. One second. So that's why I have the paperwork, but I have to get another document out.
Mr. King, Mr. Jimmy King. I'm just checking in on you. Were you able to?
Yes, I just emailed.
You emailed it back to me? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
And we'll wait for it. Oh, here it is. Okay, perfect.
You forgot to sign in one spot.
We can ask him on record.
Oh, good.
I'm going to take Mr. Jonathan Covert and then you can email what you have.
I emailed it.
Jonathan Covert?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm sorry. I'm at a red light now. I'm on my way. I'm fixing to be to the main facility of the rehab, and I'm gonna try to print off that waiver there, and so I can sign it. I already did the
Oh,
plea
no,
one that
don't
they-
talk, don't talk. Pull over and get back in. Thank you. Switch off
All right.
and,
And
All right.
Judge, I have an announcement on Miss Watts.
yes, Ms.
It's a,
Helen?
it's a transfer case. It's a DUI, so I'm gonna ask for a motions calendar. I am gonna request a discovery. There may be exculpatory evidence on that for the motions calendar date, Judge.
Miss Sharon Watts,
Yes, Judge.
is she present?
Yes, Judge. She's present on Zoom. She has to mute herself. She's currently in a job interview.
Okay, still there? Okay. The case is reset to the motions calendar. She needs to be present in person.
Ms. Watts, that motions calendar is in person at 160 Pryor Street, courtroom G33. I'll get her the information, Judge. Is Ms. Watts excused?
Yes, she's
Thank you.
excused. As long as she understands, she needs to be here in person next time. Thank you.
Yes, yes, thank you. Ms. Catrice, can you please text me that?
I can. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Judge. Thank you, Ms. Catrice. Have a good day.
You too. And Judge, I don't want to interrupt, but is anyone waiting for a public defender or to speak to?
Let's see, position 26 is taking a plea, position 7 is taking a plea. Position 6 is Mr. Burns, who was talking to Ms. Rosenhuber. And position 12, Jesse Gill, has not responded at all. He wanted to represent himself and speak to the prosecutor, so But if you're free to go.
I'll stay around more for the calendar, just,
We've already gone over it.
oh, okay.
Down to these 4 cases.
Okay, Judge, I'll get the calendar from Sarah and Karen.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Judge.
Wait, do we have Mr. King's paperwork?
Yes.
Is Maria McKee here? Maria McKee? Not here. Okay. She's not a defendant. Okay. Mr. King?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Ms. Kasdakis, you ready? Yes, Your Honor. All right. Position 26. This is State versus Jimmy Donta King, case number 21 CR 006-929C. Mr. King is present via Zoom. And in this case, he was originally accused of driving under the influence of alcohol per se, driving under the influence of alcohol less safe, and speeding from a March 21st, 2021 incident in Fulton County, Georgia.
Yes.
Thank you. Just 1 second. It's Fulton. Can we get this to Ms. Kasdakis? That was the wrong attachment.
That's fine.
Yeah, that can be,
I'm sorry, what?
you look at it.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, that's fine. Nothing wrong, Mr. King. Just one of the documents, there was a typo that needs to be corrected. Okay, but I can still proceed with the hearing. Before we go through the plea hearing, may I place you under oath?
Yes, ma'am.
Swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Mr. King, as you're representing yourself, you do have a right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, one could be appointed to represent you. At the original calendar call, you indicated that you wanted to represent yourself. Please understand that by representing yourself, you're responsible for any legal decision you make as to how the law impacts your particular circumstances, how it may impact any other open cases you may have upon your job, upon your residency. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Are you still willing to waive your right to counsel and move forward?
Yes.
And of course, you have a right to remain silent about the facts of the case. Anything that you say can and will be used against you. This is going to be a negotiated plea hearing. And Ms. Kasdakis, are we going to proceed with all 3 charges?
Yes, Your Honor, the state's recommendation for DUI per se are the statutory minimums, 12 months probation, $300 fine, served 1 day, credit for time served 1 day, balance probated, 40 hours community service, a risk reduction program, a drug and alcohol evaluation, 1 victim impact panel, and license suspension. Count 2 DUI less safe will merge with count 1 DUI per se, and count 3 speeding. It's going to be a $300 fine with a defensive driving course, 10 hours community service. And I informed the defendant that he's also going to be getting a $200 fine from the state because this is considered a super speeder. If this were to go to trial, the state expects evidence to show that this happened in Fulton County, that the defendant, Mr. Jimmy King, on or about March 21st, 2021, did drive a moving vehicle with an alcohol concentration of 0.08 grams or more within 3 hours of such driving ended from alcohol consumed before such driving in violation of OCGA 40-6-391. As far as the speeding, the defendant was traveling 107 in a 65, which is considered a super speeder. That's on your honor.
Mr. King, in order for me to proceed with this plea, you would have to agree that the factual basis as just outlined by the prosecutor, Ms. Kassidakis, is true and correct. Would you agree that the factual basis is true and correct?
Yes.
And do you agree that the alleged offense occurred in Fulton County, Georgia?
Yes, ma'am.
Would you agree that you are the correct defendant that was arrested as a result of this event?
Yes.
So you stipulate to the factual basis, the venue, and IDs in this case. Mr. King, also on the front page of the plea and verdict form, there's a column right there where it says, I hereby plead guilty and nolo contendere. You did not sign that particular page. Can we send it to you? Or would you like to authorize me with express permission to sign that on your behalf?
Yes, you can sign it on my behalf. That was my mistake. I didn't scroll down to sign that.
Mr. King, have you consumed any medication or alcohol recently?
No, ma'am.
And have you understood the proceedings as they've been going on?
Yes.
Is anybody forcing you or inducing you to take this plea offer?
No.
And you do understand that you'll be on probation to complete several conditions as well as pay fines, and that you understand that your license will be suspended. And in addition to that, because you're pleading guilty to a super speeder violation, the state of Georgia will send you a separate penalty that's over and above the fines imposed by the court. And that penalty is for $200, which is a super speeder fine. It's imposed by the state and not by the court.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you would need to pay that in order to make sure that your license can be reinstated down the road.
I understand.
Are you still going to move forward with this plea freely, willingly, and knowingly?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And you were given these plea documents and they outline your constitutional rights. If you decide to enter this guilty plea, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial in front of a judge or a jury. You will not have an opportunity to retain counsel, to come back to court, confront your accuser, challenge the evidence and the witnesses brought before you, present your own legal arguments and any defenses if you choose to do so, and have the state try to prove the original charges against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, ma'am.
You understand by pleading guilty to DUI that it can also have an impact upon your residency if applicable. It can have an impact upon any open cases you have, any professional licenses you may have, or even upon your job. Are you still willing to move forward with this plea?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you plead to one count of DUI per se?
Guilty.
How do you plead to one count of speeding 107 in a 65-mile-per-hour zone?
Guilty.
Your sentence for the DUI is going to be 12 months probation to serve 1 day, credit for time served 1 day. You will report to the probation office in Fulton County on February 15, 2024, before 3 p.m.
Okay.
While you are on probation, you will pay a $300 fine. You will complete 40 hours of voluntary community service at any nonprofit agency, which is not a church and not a school. You will also complete a risk reduction program, submit yourself to an alcohol and drug evaluation with any qualified healthcare provider, and submit yourself to any treatment if required. You will also attend and complete one victim impact panel. Your license will be surrendered, but upon, you can check as you were advised with the Department of Driver Services. Considering that your license was already surrendered to the authorities, what steps you can take in order to obtain a limited permit. I'm going to grant you an affidavit of first conviction.
Okay, so I just checked the DDS. I think Mrs. Shirley had mentioned, and it shows that the driver's license is in fact still valid on their website.
And
But
so
I
I'm
checked the box. Yes,
going
ma'am.
to interrupt here. If you don't mind, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
He gets the affidavit of first conviction. You need to take that immediately to DDS and get yourself a temporary license. Your temporary license allows you to drive to work, school, any doctor's appointments, probation appointments. What you can't do is be out and about at 4 a.m. in the morning, driving around and being all fun.
Yes.
So, and after you take your DDS course, which is expensive, but you need to do it anyway, it's $300. They will give you your regular license back because the judge has honored you the first affidavit.
Is that within that year or as soon as
As soon as possible.
Do it today. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Well, do it as soon as he gets a copy of the order. So.
Yeah.
Okay, yes.
All right, so that the DUI less safe charge is going to merge, so there's no conviction for that charge. Now the speeding, you've just pled guilty to the speeding offense as a super speeder violation. Again, you'll be on probation, which runs concurrent to the DUI per se. And for that specific offense, your fine is $300 fine. You'll need to do a defensive driving class and additional 10 hours of community service. Again, at any nonprofit agency, which is not a church and not a school.
Okay.
Any questions, Mr. King?
No, ma'am. Thank you.
All right, best of luck. And please make sure you report to probation on February 15th.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. We're taking a 5-minute recess, please, and I'll be right with you all.
him. He should still be on the Zoom.
Mr. Burns?
Yes, I'm here.
The Public Defense Counsel is going to be representing you. Your attorney is going to be Karen Shelley. Would that be correct?
Yes, Judge.
Your attorney is Karen Shelley. Your case is reset to this next status calendar.
Okay.
And please keep in touch with Ms. Shelley in order to see how your case is going to move forward.
Okay. And that's what, does she have like a number or email?
Ms. Shelley, you're on mute. You want to send your email and your contact number. We are in recess right now. I'll be right with y'all. But share your contact information.
I will with Mr. Burks. Mr. Burks?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Karen Shelley. How are you?
I'm all right.
So yes, I want to share my information with you. So let me go ahead and text you. I think I've already got your email address, so let me double check that. It's been a busy morning. I've got Malcolm Burks 500@yahoo.com.
Glenville, can you please mute everyone on the Zoom call, please?
All right, Ms. Shelley, did you get the information from Mr. Burns?
Judge, I have you mean Malcolm Burns?
Yeah.
I've got all of that information. I will pass that along.
Okay. Mr. Jonathan Colwood, are you in a safe location now?
Your Honor, I'm about to pull over right now.
Okay.
And I'm on the telephone with Mr. Burks right now, Your Honor. So We're
Thank
going
you.
to get to know each other and get discovery and
Okay.
keep going with this case. So we'll just reset it if you don't mind.
All right, so, oh, did my Zoom just disappear? No, okay. Mr. Malcolm Barnes, once you've exchanged the information with Attorney Shelley, you are free to go. Your case is going to be reset to the next status calendar.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay.
Pardon me, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Colbert, we good?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Yeah, Your Honor, come in.
All right, Jesse Gill is just not responding, so. Okay, Ms. Githier, we ready? Yes. All right. This is State versus Jonathan Wayne Cowart, C-O-W-A-R-T, case number 21CR 002-704C. Mr. Cowart has one misdemeanor offense of battery against him stemming from a December 26, 2020 incident in Fulton County, Georgia. Mr. Cowart, you've been advised of your right to remain silent, and you have chosen to represent yourself in order to address this plea hearing. Please understand that in representing yourself, you're responsible for all legal decisions and how the law will impact the circumstances of your case. Are you still willing to waive your right to counsel and move forward?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm the testimony you provide will be the truth to the best of your knowledge?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
Ms. Githier, what are the terms?
Did you want the factual basis?
Since this is negotiated, I'll just need the terms.
Go back to.
Now, if you want to state the factual basis because it's there's some variance from your original offer, you're free to do so.
Okay. As to the charge of battery, the state's offer is 12 months probation, to do 10 weeks of anger management, to do another alcohol drug evaluation and treatment, to have no contact with the victim, Natasha Hubbard, and the probation will be in its entirety.
And as court has indicated, he's allowed to do telephonic recording.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Hubbard, another reason I said Hubbard was Natasha, is that N-A-T-A?
Let me go back, sorry.
Like common spelling? I just want to correct any typographical errors.
It is N-A-T-O-S-H-A.
T-O-S-H, okay, all right. Mr. Cowart, did you hear the terms as indicated by the prosecutor?
Yes, Your Honor. Would I still be eligible for after 4 months to be on non-reporting, or is it reporting the whole 12 months?
They want you on telephonic reporting for the whole 12 months.
Okay, thank you.
Are you still willing to move forward?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you agree with the factual basis of this case as alleged by the prosecutor in the original accusation?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you agree that the alleged incident occurred in Fulton County, Georgia?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do you agree that they've arrested the correct defendant for this charge?
Do I agree in the arrest?
Do you agree that you are the correct defendant in this case?
Oh, yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Have you consumed any medicine or alcohol recently?
No, Your Honor.
And is anyone forcing you or inducing you to take this plea offer today?
No, Your Honor.
And do you understand that by pleading guilty to this charge, you would have to give up your constitutional right to a trial in front of a judge or a jury? You will not have the opportunity to come back to court to challenge the evidence and the witnesses brought before you, to have the assistance of counsel to present any arguments, defenses if you choose to do so, and to challenge the evidence that would be in the court, presented in the courtroom. You will also have to give up your right to have the state carry its burden to prove the charge against you beyond a reasonable doubt. Are you prepared to give up these rights?
Yes, Your Honor,
Are you entering your plea freely, willingly, and voluntarily?
I am
How do you plead to one count of battery?
guilty, Your Honor.
Sentence is 12 months probation. You can report to probation. You can do so by February 15th before 3 p.m. Okay?
Over the phone?
You have to tell the probation officer that you're authorized to do it by phone and make sure that you give them your case number and so forth.
How do you have that contact information for me?
We will have to send it to you. I did have it, but
I'll send it to him, yeah.
we will send you the form. It's got all the information at the top. And I think you have to fill out a probation form also and send it back to us so that it's with probation's file.
When at the beginning of probation, at the end, or what?
No, we're gonna send it to you today. And once you fill it
And
out,
fill
send
it
it
out?
to us. Yeah, make a copy and well, you'll have a copy, but make sure you scan and email back the copy to us. The completed copy. Okay? While you're on telephonic,
Sorry, do I send it to Sarita?
no, we're gonna
Geezer,
send it to you from litigation manager, Brandy Bolton.
and send it back to her?
Correct.
Okay.
Okay, all right, just to continue, as I said, 12 months of telephonic reporting. While you are on probation, you have to complete 10 anger management classes at any qualified school. Make sure before you start the classes that you confirm with your probation officer that the school is qualified, okay?
The 10 that I've already done and turned in the
Oh,
certificate
these are
for
new
not,
ones. These are new ones.
can I do it at the same place? I literally did these because Miss Miracle Williams asked me to
Whenever
do.
you do them, you need to make sure they're qualified with your probation officer.
Okay. Can
You're
I
also-
check with my probation officer to see if the ones I've done will count?
No, I'm telling you, you need to do 10 new ones. Any questions?
No, I just don't understand why I did the first 10 for this case.
When did you do it?
I just completed them. That's the whole reason they've been pushing the court date off.
Do you
So
have the certificate of completion?
I have it. Just one second.
Any objection to deeming it as completed?
We can do that as completed, but the alcohol drug evaluation.
All right, so the 10 classes of anger management are done.
thank you, Your Honor.
So the only thing left is the alcohol and drug evaluation.
Okay.
Any treatments required? While you are on telephonic reporting probation, you are to have no contact with Natasha Hubbard.
All right.
Any further questions?
And it's no fines, correct?
No fines?
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Make sure
Am I
that once we send you the probation form, you send it back, okay? So that they'll know it's only telephonic reporting.
Okay, thank you. May I be dismissed?
Yes, you're free to go. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're in recess until 1:30 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you, Honor.